I've bitched about working retail in wintertime before because you end up with a nice little head cold like I've got right now. But the one thing that doesn't happen is the sweaty boob and sock money when it's 20 degrees outside. Well, now that it's springtime, those soaked $1 bills have resurfaced already. But have no fear, the Ranty Bastard is back with a brand new episode of the Retail Rant Podcast to get you through another sweat-soaked shift in retail hell. So kick back, relax, and make sure you're wearing somebody else's name tag. If you're listening to this show right now, it's because you have experienced retail hell. The unoriginal bastard who thinks that because it doesn't scan, it must be free. The people that have no respect for a public restroom. The customers that think that they can come in and haggle like it's some kind of goddamn flea market. The corporate office that cuts payroll, raises tasks, and expects more sales. Oh, those things never happen. Bullshit. This is the Retail Rant Podcast, streaming directly to your ear holes in medium definition audio quality. And welcome again to another episode of the Retail Rant Podcast featuring your good friend TRB, the Ranty Bastard. And as you've guessed, it is springtime. The calendar said so, the weather said so, whatever the case is. But let me just tell you, springtime means but one thing in retail. And it's that the idiots have left their cocoons and the morons are no longer hibernating. Because we are now going to be faced with laundry lists of projects that people want to get done on, quote, the weekend. And of course, we're going to be feigning interest as if we actually give a flying fuck about what they're doing on their Saturday, Sunday off. And of course, trying to do all the corporate shit, upsell, blah, 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 blah. But the biggest thing already, beyond all these bullshit projects that these people want to get done, is that the boob and sock money has already made its return. So get your memes cranking, start putting them out, send them to the Twitter handle at @the_retail_rant, because, oh my God, it already happened to a coworker of mine this week. And it's not even that fucking hot, okay? These are the same people that were bundled up in 8 layers of clothes when it was 30 degrees outside, and the first day it hit 70, they're breaking a sweat wearing a pair of shorts and a tank top. And of course, she plucked the money right from that nether region just underneath the tank top. And if we have any Purell left in the building after that transaction, I will be shocked. And, I'm going to sidetrack on this one because I've talked about the sweaty boob and sock money before, and we've all had to deal with it, and it sucks, okay? But I had a customer this week who came in with a plethora of questions about a project he was going to do. So I walked him through the store. I pointed out Exhibit A and Product B and suggested items C through double F that the company recommends. And I spent about 30 minutes with this gentleman. And, he was fairly nice. Not a whole lot of I need, I want. So the conversation was fair at best. And, of course, as I'm doing this for 30 minutes, the customers are stacking up, and I see my coworkers getting bogged down a bit. But the one thing at the time that this guy just wouldn't let go, he had to have an answer for every single question, which I am totally fine with doing. But at the same time, let's be reasonable. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Let me get some people out of the store. Normal shit that we have to do. Would not let go of this questioning bear hug that he had on me. So after 30 minutes, he's got all the information he needs, knows every single product he needs to buy. And I turn my back for just a second, go up to the front, I ring out one customer. When I get done with that one customer, I'm going to walk back over to that gentleman and see how much money he's actually going to spend today. And I catch him down the backside of the aisle with his hands down in his pants, okay? And I'm not talking digging in a pocket, all right? Let's think Married with Children, Al Bundy on a couch, right? He was fondling his ball sack, or maybe separating it from his thigh, because God knows it's too goddamn hot in the store already. But he's sitting there just fondling his junk and repositioning it. And I mean, he's got a pair of basketball shorts on, so I mean, it's very, very easy to tell what's going on. And this guy's about elbow deep. And then he turns around, looks at me, and walks up with his outstretched hand and says, "Hey, I've got everything I need. I'm not going to buy anything today, but thanks for your help." And all I can see is just this nasty hand that has a slight glisten to it extended towards me. And the only thing I could do was reach beyond that hand, pat him on the shoulder, and say, "Hey, it's no problem, buddy. I appreciate you coming in today." And he kind of stood there flummoxed for a minute, wondering why this lowly retail slave wouldn't shake his ball-soaked hand. And then he probably realized, oh yeah, I just had my dick and my balls in my hand. This guy doesn't want to shake my hand. But no, it was just perfectly normal to just shove it down there, get a good old feel ski in, and then jam it out like I want your fucking nutsack on my palm. Jesus Christ. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And he left, and I wiped down door handles because that was just flat out disgusting. I can't deal with that shit. All right? I wash my hands when I leave the restroom just so that I'm not handing people back ball money, or something with a little sprinkle of piss on it. No, I'm not going to do it because I hate the shit being done to me. All right? It's a good thing that Frank Lee brought up in his book. If you haven't read it by now, get it on Amazon. The Why We Hate You, A Retailer's Confession. And it's, you know what? It's basically the application of the golden rule. Do unto others, right? It's not that hard. If you don't want me shaking your hands with pubes and nut sweat on there, then don't fucking do it to me, you nasty prick. God damn it. The other thing that springtime has brought out just in this past week already is the amateur meteorologists. They're back. During the wintertime, they like to tell you how much snow you're going to get, how cold it's going to be. You should leave your water running so your pipes don't freeze. All these little anecdotal stories that they want to tell you, little tidbits to help you through the winter months that are really pretty much all just common sense, if such a thing does exist anymore. But now the weather's nice and everybody wants to gloat about it. And who do they choose to gloat to? The people that are stuck inside all day long, okay? Because they come in and they say, "Hey, man, it sure is beautiful out there today." You know what? Thanks a lot, asshole, because it's 85 degrees in here, and corporate doesn't turn on the AC until it hits 92. All right? So I know it's a beautiful day outside. I don't need to be fucking reminded by every other customer what a wonderful day it is outside when I am stuck inside for anywhere from 8 to God knows how many hours. All right? Because by the time I probably leave, the sun will be down, it will have dropped to 30 degrees, and I'm going to freeze my dick off walking outside. But at least I won't have any sweat on it when I scratch my balls, apparently. Oh, my God. And, as we get into springtime and summertime, let's call it Ranty's advice for management. Whether you be a store manager or somehow you're an area or district manager and you're listening to this show, how you haven't blown your own brains out yet, I will never know. But when it starts getting into the hot months, do yourself a favor and build some morale or show some compassion for the people that are stuck in these stores, literally with sweat running down their backs 5 minutes after they clock in. And it doesn't matter what job they have. They could be a cashier. They could be a stock guy who's putting a 500-pound refrigerator, on a loading cart for somebody. It doesn't matter. But my bit of advice to buy, even if it's some feigned goodwill, people think, oh, wow, he's not such a bad guy. Or, hey, she's actually a decent manager because she does shit like this. Go out, and I'm going to say it's going to come out of your own pocket, more than likely. And I hate to tell anybody in retail to spend their money on retail. But you kind of have to, and I'll talk about that a bit later. But go out. If you've got everybody working in one general area and it's always very hot, pick up a fan. Turn it on. Company's going to pay the electric bill anyways. Buy a $30 fan. Go to your local Lowe's or Walmart, wherever. You'll find one. If it's a really hot, ball-busting day, you know what? Slip out for 5 minutes if you can and go pick up a case of water and a bag of ice. Bring a cooler from your house if you need to. Hell, I had a boss who literally took another employee with him just to have them carry all the Slurpees. Went up to the 7-Eleven, about 2 blocks up from the store, came back and literally had a dozen, maybe a dozen, 16, however many Slurpees. Brought them into the store and just told everybody, have at it. Because God's honest truth, it was very close to 90 degrees in the store, and it was about 105 outside. Do you think the AC worked? Nope. But I tell you what, that man right there gained a lot of respect because he showed that his employees came first. And when customers came in and they saw these Slurpees sitting on the desk at first, just, oh, hey, man, are these free Slurpees? He was the first one to step in front of them and go, nope, those are from my people. And the fact that he said my people, it sold me. And I will admit to this day, you will never listen to this show. I highly doubt it. Somebody that listens to the show knows who I'm talking about, I'm sure. And I stole that shit. I couldn't tell you how many times in the summer I have snuck off and bought Slurpees or bought the bag of ice and, a 24-pack of water. It's the right thing to do. The only thing that sucks is it has to come out of your own pocket. But at the same time, it shows a level of compassion for your people that the corporate office doesn't get, obviously, when they turn the fucking heat on at 95 degrees. And I've had a bad boss, too. I've had a guy who's literally had people fall out in the store because after hours, they cut the air conditioning off to save money. And we were in there doing stock late at night. And it was still 85, 90 degrees outside. And it got hot as fuck in this store. Never once walked around and just handed anybody a bottle. It could have been warm water. We wouldn't have fucking cared. And the guys that fell out from heat, he literally looked at them and said, hey, just sit there for a minute and then get back to work. Now look, there was a time back in, I don't know, the 40s where, you know what? That would have flown. Well, it ain't the 40s, okay? We as people have evolved. We accept air conditioning is going to be there 90% of the time. It's going to be working, whether it be in our cars, in our homes, our apartments, whatever. The mentality is a bit changed, and you have to work with that shit. But no, to tell somebody, hey, fucking wipe the sweat off your brow and get your ass back up. You got work to do. That's a sign of a shit-ass manager. It really is. And fuck that guy, by the way. You probably know who he is from previous episodes, so he can go ahead and join in on the 50-pound bag of dicks that seems to get shared among many topics on this show. But anyhow, let's move on to the next topic before I issue anybody else a handful of something from the bag of dicks. Mail-in rebates. Now, I've been having to deal with this one a bit more than I like to at work lately because everything that's on sale is on sale via a mail-in rebate. So I get why companies do them. I get why vendors do them. They get the money up front. Sure, that's great. Well, when it takes the 6 to 8 weeks to come around and the customer still hasn't gotten it at 6 weeks in an hour and they get irate with us, corporate doesn't have to deal with those irate people. They either refer them to the rebate company that processes it, or they don't do anything because we're just getting blasted in the fucking face by people screaming where their $5 check should be. Irate customers? No, never. No, And it boggles me that in this day and age, the time frame on a mail-in rebate has yet to change. Okay? Now, we are talking in a very technologically driven age. The age where Amazon can literally have a bottle of spray tan and a box of tampons at your front door in an hour or less. Why does a rebate still take 6 to 8 weeks? I mean, are we still shipping this stuff off to Thailand or India for somebody to actually process it? I mean, shit. Many of them are done online. I mean, if I can order something online, give you my credit card information, go pick it up in a store an hour later, which I don't particularly care to do. I like to go into the store more often than not. And believe me, I'm not using discount codes online, all right? That's a whole nother fucking show right there. But why would a rebate still take a month and a half, 2 months to get something back in a customer's hand? I can tell you why it is. It's called interest. The company has acquired this money from the customer at full price. Someone else is going to issue them a check or a gift card or something of value. Well, they've got that money and it's sitting in the bank account. And of course they have bank accounts. You take a deposit to the bank. It all gets siphoned out of there, once a week. They won't let you have withdrawal slips. Gee, I wonder why. But they turn around and they make interest on this money. Just the same as you or I would if we weren't working in retail and had more than $4.37 in our account after payday. Because payday comes and so do the bills. And you can literally, you could put $3,000 in your bank account and I guarantee you some way, shape, or form, the bills will be $2,978. And you'll go from, wow, I just got a $3,000 check, all that overtime paid off, to, fuck, I got $22 for the next week. I mean, granted, all my shit's paid off and I'm not getting evicted, but fuck, that's not even enough for gas, let alone to eat. Oh, ramen it is. But a refund is very much the same way. Companies won't issue a refund for 3 to 5 days, and it's not necessarily the company. The banks a lot of times hold that money. But again, there's some interest being earned on that, okay? So let's say that the company or the bank or whomever is culpable holds on to that $50 return for 3 days. And let's say it generates a penny of interest in the account before they turn around and release it back out. They literally did nothing, but they earned a penny. Let's say that a corporation does, we'll even go with a low number, 10,000 returns a day. Let's imagine that Target does 10,000 returns a day. Of course, the number is way higher than that. And legitimate returns where there's a receipt involved. I know, the mythical ones where people actually hold on to their receipt more than the 3 seconds after they walk out the door. But all these legit returns, 10,000, and they make a penny on each one that either they or the bank holds on to that money for that return period. So it's $100 a day. All right, doesn't look like a whole lot, but that happens, in the case of Target, it happens 364 days a year. I think they're actually closed on Christmas Day. They certainly love their Black Thursday. So again, when that time comes around, they'll be on the shit list. But 364 times, get $100. It's 36 G's. I can guarantee you that some analyst or some stockholder has made the brilliant revelation of, hey, you make 36 G's a year. You can pay a couple, pay a store manager's salary maybe. I don't know. 36 G's. And that's 10,000. And that's one company. And again, I'm not saying the company's doing it. The company I work for, as soon as we process it, all that information goes to the bank at the end of the day. So we don't hold it for shit. At most, we could hold on to it for 15, 16 hours. That's it. Bank, they're in the business of making money too. So they're going to make their money on the interest while it sits in their account. But again, why does it need to take 6 to 8 weeks for a rebate? Back in the days of your grandmother filling out a form from Reader's Digest, sitting in her chair and flipping through, 6 to 8 weeks delivery, that was reasonable. No. Nowadays, I can transfer money between accounts on my phone. I watch customers do it all the time. Oh, hold on. The card was declined. Let me transfer some money in there. And it's amazing that 30 seconds later, they swipe their card again. Hey, it wasn't declined. Or they go, something's wrong here. Swipe it again. We all know the whole credit card. Yeah, right. We get it. Yeah, no. You seriously put $10,000 in the bank. I got it. You just put it in there. It was all cash. No. I understand. Clearly my machine is broken. I should just punch it in and give it to you for free. No, not going to happen. But, fuck. That's one thing I hate about this goddamn head cold. I cannot focus worth a fuck. It's a good thing I actually wrote some shit down this time. So I'll tell you what, the last few days at work have literally just been a swarm of shit flying around in my head. Oh my God. Fuck you, allergies or head cold, whatever the fuck you are. And especially since technically if you read the back of any one of these things, I mean, it'll fucking kill you. Severe liver damage may occur if you take blah, 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 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day while using this product. Well, I work in retail. I think it's a 3-drink minimum. I mean, goddamn, you're telling me that my liver is going to be gone because I got sick at work, had to drink because of work, and now my liver's gone. Okay, I got it. But of course, if you actually read the company handbook too, they probably tell you you should not come into work on any kind of medication. Having any kind of medication in your system will get you fired or something if you break your finger. Stupid. Because they certainly will fire you if you don't show up and say, hey, I'm staying home to feel better. But no, yeah, they get you coming and going. Go ahead and take this Sudafed and sprain an ankle. Guess what? You're taking a piss test. Oh, you failed. Why? Well, you had excessive levels of whatever the fuck's in Sudafed. I don't know. Probably wouldn't get fired for Sudafed. I can tell you I've watched a few training videos, though, where they actually have Dayquil, little pills sticking out of the guy's pocket. And it's, the big red circle with the slash through it shows up. And it's like, don't ever come to work on cold medication. The fuck? Are you kidding me? Came to work with a buzz every day. Shit. Couldn't stand that fucking place. And one of the things that I really can't stand, and this has affected me personally here lately, is the cost cutting. Now, I get the companies are there to make a profit. They're there to turn profit for shareholders, for the CEO or whoever the fuck is sitting on the board of directors, or maybe it's the owner if you're working for a small company. But I get it. You got to make money. And a lot of times when they make these cost-cutting measures, it's because some of this shit has been just used and abused by employees. I mean, I have literally heard of employees taking, those of you that are fortunate enough to have a purchasing card, or the P card as it's known, taking the P card, going down to the local Best Buy and picking up a flat screen TV and a brand new laptop on the P card, thinking nobody is going to bother to look at the statement when you blow $2,500 at a fucking electronics store. No. Nobody in accounting is really that stupid. I mean, mind you, they are in the corporate office and stupidity is undoubtedly rubbing off on them. But I really doubt they're going to miss the one store that manages to spend $2,400 more than any other store, and all they have to do is pull the statement and go, wow, all right, yep, time for an investigation. Abuse. I get it. It happens. It's going to happen. What are you going to do? You're going to cut costs, right? Because they were literally cut everything off. They would cut my hands off and still tell me to use a keyboard if they could get away with it. But the thing that kills me is the only thing that you can still hit whatever buttons or key in or type in or fill out whatever form, the only thing that's still there that you can turn around and legitimately take money out of the register and have it accounted for is for a bitchy customer, which fucking amazes me. Why would you put an option in there only to allow for people to bitch and receive monetary compensation? And it happens all the time. There's a new Twitter handle out there, and if you don't follow this person already, I don't know if it's him, her, whatever, at Retail Auto or at Auto Retail. I can't remember which way it goes. But obviously it's set up for the auto parts industry. And I could only imagine in that scenario, let's say a person comes in, I don't know, they buy a battery. They couldn't get the car there, okay? Because a lot of these places will offer free installation or some shit. So they go into the store and they're not sure of something. They go, well, yeah, I think that one's right. So they buy it, they go home, and they live, say, 20 miles away. They come back later in the day, hey, that was wrong, man. And fuck, I had to burn 40 miles worth of gas. I want to be compensated. Well, you want to be compensated because you didn't know what the fuck you were driving, sir. That's absolutely amazing. Your stupidity, your inability to call somebody, or I don't know, I mean, fuck, I could give you the VIN number off my car right now on a Geico app. It's not that hard. I'm assuming a VIN number would probably narrow it down. But no, because they didn't know shit and they just made a random fucking guess. Now, you give them, I don't know, $20 for gas? No. Fuck that. But if they bitch enough, you're going to have to hit that one magical button that's left. Because all the other magical buttons are gone. Okay? Your team does a fantastic job. You have a big inventory coming up and you nail it. You know, the dollars are right, the percentages are right. And man, you guys kicked ass. Great job. Hey, you know, think we could get a pizza party out of the deal? Because we know companies are cheap. You can't ask to go out to your local steakhouse, the whole store, as a big reward. No. Even though you may have saved the company millions of dollars. Nope. No, pizza party. Yeah, we're fine with a pizza party because we know that's all we can get. Well, sorry, guys. There's been some cost-cutting measures and can't do the pizza party. You actually can't do anything. Sorry. The fuck? You can't go on the cash register anymore and buy something minuscule even though it shows a token of appreciation? Fucking dumb. Or let's say you had a really good sales month. You know, you had really good numbers. You exceeded sales goals. You blew last year out of the water. You know, hey, can I go down to Subway and buy a, $50 sub tray for everybody and put lunch on the company dime for the countless thousands or tens of thousands or millions of dollars more that we had last month that we never had before? No, sorry, can't do that. We're cutting costs. But we're increasing sales and profits. Huh. Okay. So if you ever tell me that our team members, our employees, are priority number one again, now I really know that you are full of shit. Or, we come back to the drinks on a hot day. Hey, look, boss, the store it's sweltering hot in here. It's 90 degrees. I'm looking at the thermostat right now. The AC's broke. It's the middle of August. The corporate office told us I can't get anybody out here to fix the AC for 2 weeks. Can I at least go buy some Slurpees? Or can I at least go buy, a cold case of water? Sorry, guys. We've got to cut costs, If anybody gets too hot, just tell them sit down and take a break for a few minutes. I hate to tell you, but everybody's going to be sitting down when the store is that fucking hot. Are you going to make any money at that point? No, you're not. Are your employees really going to be all that fucking into the game and, oh man, I can't wait to get to work? No, they're going, fuck that. I'm going to stay home. I got AC. I'll fucking die of a goddamn heat stroke in that store. Holy shit. And it, unfortunately, that's why it has to come out of the manager's pocket, because the manager is the only person that's going to show any compassion or care for anybody in that building. Because I can tell you right now, the corporate office, hey, AC's broke. Guess what? That's 2 weeks for not paying that part of the electric bill. Saving money. Oh, yeah. Here we are, sweating our asses off, going, wait a minute. You want me to pull some overtime? Fuck you. Oh, yeah, my ass. God. But, so as we get into the summer months, we'll We'll start hitting on some of these topics that we weren't able to get to last summer because the show was in its fledgling stage. And quite frankly, the audio sucked and the topics were fairly mediocre at best. But I've got a lot of stuff planned for this show. We're going to have some good friends we're going to make. We're going to have some good friends that are going to show up again here in the next few weeks. And I look forward to bringing it to you. So, in order to wrap up this show, allow me to do it properly. So, when you catch that customer scratching the dooch, that nice spot right between the ball bag and the asshole, and then turns around and wants to shake your hand for your fantastic customer service, before you turn around and just take that arm as you're reaching for it and just put some kind of UFC shit on it, I don't know, a fucking arm bar or something, and snap it off, make sure you do us all one big favor and wear somebody else's name tag.